Hey, what's going on, RC drivers? Welcome back to the workshop. I'm Greg. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Great to have you here. If you like learning about RC, hit that subscribe button. You're in the right spot. Today we're going to talk about the Traxxas Pro Scale light setup. These were recently announced and they're very cool. It's going to allow you to have reverse lights, hazard lights, blinking lights, high beams, really cool stuff from Traxxas, and they fit right onto your Traxxas TRX-4 as long as you have the right LED kit, the right installation kit. I'm going to go over all of that today, more specifically on the Defender body because that one's a little bit different, but I also have a sport kit that I'm going to show you here as well. We're not going to install that one today. That's going to be a separate video with the winch, but you'll get a good feel for the Pro Scale light system. Now let's take a closer look at what I got. All right, so here's our workspace for today, and this is the Pro Scale lighting system box. This is what everything comes in. All the magic happens right here. Inside this box is the module, the distribution block, some wiring harnesses. You can see it here on the side of the box, some of the functionality. So cool, I can't wait to try this. There's a closer look at the distribution block and the module, but this back here is the important part. And this is available on the Traxxas website. If you don't have a box to refer to, this tells you what you need to install this light system in your rig. Now, up here we have the different models that are available, and then they tell you the installation kit and the compatible LED light. So you kind of just have to match everything up here and you know you have the right stuff. Now, we're going to work on the Defender. This is my original TRX-4 Defender, still original underneath the hood, but this body I painted myself. I did a video on that a long time ago. Looking back at it, it's a little rough, but it was a fun video to make. The body looks really cool. However, this body I equipped with the 80/30 light set, and this is a set that is not compatible with the new Pro Scale lighting system. So if you have that, unfortunately, you're going to have to swap it out. And if you don't have it, luckily, all you need to buy is this kit right here, the 80/95 set. This gives you everything you need to use with this body: rock lights, the light bar, the headlights, taillights, all the signal lights, the mounting kit and everything that will work with this. And like I said, unfortunately, anybody with an 80/30, you're going to have to swap it out. And that's what this truck has right here. So I'm not going to use this body. I still have my original Defender body that I'm going to go and install this light kit in. Now, while I'm just kind of showing you some of the stuff that I got in, they also have a new front bumper for the Defender as well. So if you want to go and add their winch, they do have a bumper for that. And really quick, I want to show you guys, give you a little sneak peek of what else we're going to do here in an upcoming video. I've got my TRX-4 Sport project. Hopefully you've seen those videos, really cool videos. I'll put a card up above to the playlist so you can check it out if you haven't. But we're going to do another video where we go and install the Pro Scale light set on this as well. I'll show you the installation kit that's necessary, and we're also going to install the winch. They offer some optional ropes and the new bumper so you can go and drop the winch right onto it. But again, that's a different video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see that. But today we're going to work on this. So I'm going to go lay everything out and we'll move on to installing the light kit. So here's everything from the advanced lighting control system out of the box. Of course, you get your instruction sheet. You get this important notice on which cable to use. Make sure you read that very carefully, depending on if you have a TQ receiver or a TQI receiver. And then here are all the parts. So here is the distribution block that is going to replace the tiny little distribution block that comes in the light sets. Here is the module, and as you can see, it's got this big board here. It's got this big board of pins here, and that's what the power distribution block plugs into. And this is really rugged looking. I mean, that's really nice the way they set that up, because this is going to take a lot of abuse actually when you're taking the body on and off often to swap out battery packs. So that's nice to see that it's really heavy duty and easy to use. It's keyed, so it goes right into the notch there. Here is the plate that the module sits on, and here are some of the wires that it comes with. Here's the motor bullet connector wires. I'm guessing that this is what allows the module to know when you're in reverse. And then here are the two cables for the receivers, the different receivers. So here's your standard receiver, your TQ, and then this is the max cable. You also get some hardware and then some zip ties so you can go and make everything nice and neat when you install it. All right, well, I was taking everything out of the packaging. I also went and took everything out of the lighting set for the Defender body, the 80/95 set. and it all looks pretty much similar to my 8030 set. However, I did notice that the front headlights have a different style of LED in them, where the 8030 had a cluster in the front. This one just has a single LED in there, and I'm guessing that maybe all the LEDs somehow changed, and so it's really just a good idea to go and install this entire set. They give you the rock lights with it, they give you the light bar, headlights, tail lights, distribution block, even the mounting plate, the install plate. So that's something you're gonna have to watch for with the other kits that are out there, is they give you these nice mounting plates. That's what's in the TRX-4 sport mounting kit that we got. But you know, they give you hardware, some rigid light decals. That's pretty cool. But what I'm gonna do is basically install that set right into my red Defender body. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I don't want to pull that apart. I just want to leave it as is. So I'm gonna go drop this in because I've already done this before. You guys don't need to see this part. The key part here is getting this all hooked up, and that's when I'll stop and show you step by step how to install the advanced lighting system. I've got all the LED lights installed in the Defender body. It just took a little bit of time, but everything fits together perfectly. That's what Traxxas is known for, so that was a breeze. Now it's time to move on to getting the power module into the truck. It has to go over here onto the floor pan, and I already have the old module in there. I have to remove that. Also have to remove the receiver box top to remove one of the power wires that goes over there, which isn't an issue because I have to get in there anyway to install the max lead. And I'm using the max lead because I'm using the TQI radio system. I have the link module, so I'll be able to control this light module with the app on my phone from Traxxas, the Link app. So that'll be really cool. This is a simple install. Just kind of have to bolt this adapter plate on with the screws that they provide, run the wires over, and I'll be all done. We'll be able to move on to getting the distribution block in. I've got the lighting module in, I've got all my wires run, even added a little bit of grease to the wires where they enter the receiver box just to keep any water out. Now it's time to install the pigtail that gets the signal from the motor wires. Now they've got bullet plugs in here. All you gotta do is unconnect these bullet plugs, slide these in, and plug the pigtail into the module. Pretty easy stuff. That was simple plugging the motor wires in. Just make sure there is no metal exposed on the bullet connectors. Use those rubber sleeves to cover it if necessary. You don't want that shorting out on your heatsink or anything. Next up, I have to install the distribution block, and they give you a new mounting plate in the new LED light kit. So this will get mounted into the body. The power distribution block will get mounted to it, and then you plug in all your wires. So I learned pretty quick, you should probably follow instructions, because I went and installed the mounting plate for the distribution block, then the distribution block, then tried to put the wires in, only to find out they have safety guards on the mount so the wires don't slip out. So I had to go take everything back apart, put all the wires into the distribution block first, then mount it to the plate, and then mount it to the body, and everything was good to go. Then just threw the body onto the chassis, plugged in the wiring harness, turned everything on, and I had lights, which was really cool. Now with the module, you could go and push the set button and the mode button to get different types of effects with the lighting. However, I went and installed the link module in the back of my radio, so I'm actually able to control a lot of the lighting functions with the Link app, which is really cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn this a little bit more, then we're gonna go outside and have some fun with the truck, and I'll walk you through all the different types of functionality this light set has. All right, drivers, I took the truck down to one of my favorite local parks so I could show you it driving on the trails with the lights on. I think it's gonna be pretty cool, but first up, I wanna talk about some of the functionality of the lighting system. Now, more specifically, if you don't have the Link app or the Link module in your radio system, you can go and adjust the functionality of the lights, whether it's the high beams or low beams, the turn signals or the hazard lights. And that's all done through pressing buttons on the module itself. So I've got the truck on, you can see the lights are on, very cool looking lights. Now to go and adjust some of the functions, what you're gonna have to do is pop the body up a little bit, reach inside so you can access the buttons. So first off, I'm gonna hit the selection button, and that is going to adjust the turn signals, if I remember correctly. So you can kind of see them blinking there, turns them on and off, and over here is the mode button. And the mode button changes the brightness. So I'm gonna go and cycle through that. It shuts everything off. There they are on. There they're on high. And I think there's one more setting where you can just have the hazards going. But definitely read through the manual, familiarize yourself with the chart that they have in there. But what's really cool is, I'm gonna put this back down, is if you have the Link system. Now, I have it all set up here. I already have everything linked up. Let me see if I can get the glare off my phone. There we go. All right, so you gotta go into the garage, hit lights, and it's not hooked up. All right, I encountered this before. I actually had to restart the app here, but the app will allow you to go and change the different light settings. So you could change your headlight settings here. There, I went and shut the headlights off. Let me turn them back on. You could shut the high beams off by toggling these switches here. There it goes back on. And same with the auxiliary light, which is the light bar. You could turn that off, turn it on, turn it from high to low. And then they have these other settings down here where everything's always on or always off. Let's see if I get oh, there we go. Low, everything's on low, everything's on high. So yeah, it will take a little while to get used to it, but this is pretty cool right here. You could go and adjust the brightness. So, you know, it's almost infinite there, the type of brightness you could get out of the lights. That is pretty neat. Back to 95%. Edit. So you could go in here as well to this other screen, do all sorts of tests on the lights. If you just tap it really quick, it's a quick test of the lights to make sure that they work. That is very cool. And again, I mean, there's just a lot of functionality that could be done through the app. However, it doesn't do the hazard or turn signal lights. So maybe that's going to come in the future. Let me just make sure there's no other screen there. But, you know, that is pretty cool. That's probably what you're going to use most when you're out on the trail. So I like that it's available right here on the screen. All right, let me just show you really quick. It also has brake lights. Back this thing up. And actually you could see the reverse light come on. That is really cool. The brake lights are on, and then when you go forward, the brake lights go off. Pretty awesome. All right, enough of me talking about the functionality. Let's go out and take this thing for a drive on the trails. Okay, so the ProScale lighting system is pretty trick. It's easy to install and it brings your rig to an all new level. I had a great time getting to know this system from the installation all the way to testing it, and I really think this is a cool kit for those of you that really want to amp up the scale factor of your rig. Being out on the trails during the day, you could go and shut the lights completely off. When it turns dusk out, you could turn them on with the low beams, and then when it gets really dark out, you could go and turn on the high beams, whether it's from the transmitter or simply pressing a few buttons on the module. What's also very cool is being able to drive around with your hazards on and turning your turn signals on if you wish. Those you have to turn on through the module. And that's one thing I think I wish was in the app itself. The app is very cool. I would kind of lean towards saying you should get yourself the link module that goes into the radio and utilize the app, because I mean, you can just control everything right here on your phone or other smart device. And I found that really handy when I was out on the trails, just messing around with it, trying out all the functionality of it. But the turn signals, you have to go and physically press on the module, and that's what I'm getting at here. It would be cool that if you could just do that right here in the app, because stopping and pressing that button, not the most scale thing to do when you're out, doing your scale crawling things. And to clarify that just a little bit more, the module is simply for turning on and off the functionality of the turn signals and the hazards. To operate the turn signals, you bring your vehicle to a stop. If you want to make a left-hand turn, you turn your wheels to the left, and the signal light will come on, and once you start to drive the vehicle, it will shut itself off. So maybe that's something they're going to add to it later. Maybe it's something I missed completely in the app itself. That's a total possibility as well. But the other functionality is very cool. I like that you go and test everything, turn on and off the auxiliary lights, the light bar if you want to, right from the switch here. So that's very cool. And then being able to adjust the brightness of everything, I thought that was pretty neat. Now, is there any issues with this? I did find maybe there's a bug in it where if you're pressing some of the buttons on the module and then go over to the app, it doesn't really sync up properly. Like, I started with the app and then I tried to adjust the turn signals and it wouldn't work. I couldn't get the turn signals to turn on. So I wound up shutting everything off, turning everything back on, and then I was able to use the turn signals. So that was a little odd, and maybe it was just a little glitch. Really easy to get around just by rebooting everything. The other thing is the tail lights, more specifically the brake lights. They would come on here and there, and I thought maybe I had the brightness up too high. So I turned the brightness down on the app itself, but I would see the brakes here and there, and maybe that's just because it goes right into reverse. So I found that a little odd that the taillights didn't stay on for a little bit longer before going into reverse, but I like that it's got the reverse light on this. That's pretty cool. But again, the ProScale lighting setup will work on pretty much every Traxxas TRX-4 that's out there. I think that's everything that they have on the back of the box. And again, check out this guide that they have on the back of the box to see what installation kit you're going to need, what light sets it'll work with, because that is really important to getting your rig set up properly. All right, let me know what you think about the ProScale setup in the comment section below. I'm interested to hear who's going to add this to their truck. Let us know what truck you're going to add it to. That would be fun. And I can't wait to drive this thing some more. I have actually missed this Defender. It's actually a little bit of a challenge to drive in comparison to the Bronco. The Bronco is planted. This thing is a little bit more top heavy, so it's challenging. I had fun driving it, and I can't wait to go out and do some more night runs with it. All right, if you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button and the notifications bell. Throw the video a like, and we'll see you back soon for some more RC driver videos.